Neither one of these are mine, but they're in my shop. So it's a perfect opportunity to take some pictures and a video. Interesting find from the shop that we used to build this new Speedo cable. So this is the gear that's on it, on the new one. And this is the proper gear for the transmission in the Cobra. They know that because which side of the transmission the cable goes on. So this one, it goes in on the driver's side, right there. So then that tells them the orientation of which way that gear needs to be. So here's the interesting part. This gear that came out of it is wrong. Probably why it's all chewed up. The quickest way I can think to figure out which gear to use on the Speedo cable is just install it, which I did. And then the car is on the lift, so we're just gonna start it and put it in gear and see what direction the Speedo goes. So you're joining us along the way. I don't understand what's happening right now. I can't get it to go into gear. Hey, what's going on with your car? Now, this thing's mad at us because it's low on fluid or something? I don't frickin' know. Well, you can't frickin' see in there, but I did take the cap off. See back there? It's impossible to get to. And I shook it all around, and the best I can tell is I can't see any fluid moving around. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a bottle of brake fluid in there and pour it all over the header and the downpipe and everything while I fill that up. So maybe it's low. I don't know. Maybe. Exactly as I was expecting. I put brake fluid in there and just got it everywhere. So should be great. But anyways, the front was low too. So I filled up the front brakes. I filled up the clutch. The rear was full. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of brake fluid that's just covering that header now. So it'll be fine when it burns off. But anyways, let's try and see if we can get it in and out of gear again. Why don't we? Oh, we got speed on the Speedo. We got more speed on the Speedo. I think that's fourth gear. Oh, there's our smoke from our brake fluid burning off the header. Okay, so it's going into gear. I don't understand why it didn't want to go into gear, but it must have an air pocket or something in there. Anywho, Speedo works. All right, you're going to go under here to see if you can see what wire goes to the tack so that I know what color wire I need to run the sniper output for the tack to. I don't see anything in there. Oh, here we go. What wires do we got going up there? I think I got the tack figured out. I ripped apart the harness and those wires that I taped up when I put the sniper system on. So let's get in here. Oh boy. And let's figure out if this tack works when we start it. Biscuits and gravy. So this is showing 900. That's showing 900. Does it rev? Oh yeah, look at that. And Speedo's working. Freaking killing it here, getting things done. Yeah, his plates are expired. He doesn't have any insurance on it or anything. And you got none of the paperwork. Okay, so I'll just call you looking for the insurance card.
This is gonna be, because neither of you guys have good track records when it comes to that
Here we go. Let's go. First roadside repair. The door latch is loose. Tight, but it still kind of rattles a little bit. So. Anywho, camera hasn't fell off yet. That's good. Okay.
Oh, you're all fixed already?
Yeah, I just tightened up the screws. You like how I got out of the car? I just walked on the seats and stepped over the door. Sorry, Jay. All right, first stop, McDonald's, because we gotta pee.
There's like way too much stuff going on in there. We have the GoPro attached to the ashtray knob with a rag on it. The tach is right next to the GoPro. We've got a dual cigarette lighter thing that tells me the voltage that matches the voltage on the gauge over here. Now we got wires coming through this hole that are for the fan. We got two magnetic flashlights on the floor, tools, water bottle flying everywhere. We're out of control.
Made it. To surprise Mikey. All right, we're gonna take Mike for a quick little rip in the Cobra.
It's closed. I'm gonna find me a pillow and lay under his truck in the shade.
Yeah, getting that sleeper. It better be clean by the time we get back. Yeah, this car is neat, but it's not comfortable down here. And then the throttle is like, you'll notice like when I get on it, I'm not even trying to floor it. It's just because the throttle sticks. So like this is the lightest I can go, and then if I give it a little bit more, it's really annoying to drive it slow. Because the throttle is sticking, so I got a new cable ordered because it melted on me.
What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you were done whatever. Ride and die together. But baby, know that I'm good either way. What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you were done whatever. Ride and die together. Forever, now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you were done whatever. Ride and die together. But baby, know that I'm good either way. What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you were done whatever. Ride and die together. But baby, know that I'm good either way.
All right, we made it past this and we made it down to Arby's, and now we're gonna go home because it's hot and there's some weather coming maybe. But anyways, it's mainly hot and my butt hurts. Well, we drove Mike's truck up to his house on the 4th here, and right when we're getting ready to drop down into Estes, we lost oil pressure. So I thought the gauge melted against the header because the wire for that did that the other day, but it wasn't that. So we pulled the distributor out, and well, before we pulled the distributor out, we just pulled this off and we cranked it, and we had no oil coming out of there. So then we pulled the distributor out, and I've got a 1/4 inch socket on this guy, but I can't get any resistance going forward or backwards. So we ain't got oil pressure. All right, for the life of us, we couldn't find a magnet that we could stick down in this hole. But then I got to thinking, what about one of those screwdrivers that uses those little bits? Like this guy. That's a 1/4 inch drive. So it worked. So I pulled the oil pump shaft out of there. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that. I haven't looked down in the hole yet to see what's down here. So let's look down here together, why don't we? Yeah, looks like that shaft broke. See how you can see that shiny little bit down there in the middle of the hole? Can you focus? Yeah, definitely looks like the shaft broke. Here's the thing. Happy 4th of July and all that. That was yesterday. Over here, you know, cleverly hidden for right now, to my left. Yeah, we got to go pick up Billy Express. So that broken oil pump drive shaft, you know, that's a problem if you want to have oil pressure. So I guess we're pulling the motor and then pulling it apart to figure out why the oil pump locked up. Probably not going to happen anytime soon. So this is your last update on this truck for a while, because I got other, look at all this stuff that's in here. I got other stuff to work on. Sorry, Mike. But the Razor, I've got arms and other stuff that I've been waiting to put on that since January. And then Jay's Cobra, I got to get this thing out of here like right now. Throttle cable's coming in here. So, sucks. But there's your update. At least your final update for a while on Hillbilly Express. We barely beat this rainstorm on the way back, but we got Hillbilly Express back home. So that's where it's going to sit for a while until I get time to work on it.